Studies are out, the parties, that's it. We're the president and all that. Typical Washington.
Yeah, totally.
Saw
When I was
the helicopters hang underneath on their cargo hook,
still in the search for commander in
come down
DC,
like where the trees go into the wires, and
that was exactly what
Ed and I
to see this.
like this. Oh, I bet. No, actually, I've spent a lot of time dealing with the president, Glenn Howenstein, in negotiations. And when, it's always the president, the second in command, that's the,
This is coming
that represents the company ultimately at negotiation.
Yeah, no,
And Bastian was the president.
no, I won't be that 100% in.
Got close.
He tells this famous story. He came up to the.
It's expensive keeping it up.
And introduced himself as Glenn Howenstein.
or 407, one of the other.
Annuals and stuff on it.
And the pilots obviously did not know me, president of
Right?
every time I get Glenn, it's like,
Was that here in Citrus County?
President.
Where at?
whichever one.
I own some acreage backed up to the game reserve.
Oh, no.
It was non last year. I did it.
You're right.
Knew everybody. Nobody. My neighbors said we don't care for both. But I took
Right.
Basically, doing the same thing.
You know Dave Warren
The
then?
only difference is I don't have to
Dave
worry
taught me
about
how to fly.
the budgeting.
I thought I taught you how to fly.
Well, he taught me how to fly helicopters.
Oh, all right. You guys ready?
The real aircraft.
So there's
Excellent.
I got your real aircraft right here.
even down to that 8 that we got to hammer or 5.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Lecanto, Florida. The November meeting of the Citrus County Aviation Advisory Board. Call this meeting to order, it being 2 o'clock, 2:01 actually, according to that. My apologies for the tardiness of this committee. We tried to run a tighter ship than that. Is everybody enjoying the weather? I'm getting some mixed messages out there. I love it. I'm a cold weather kind of person. This is my favorite time of year. It's Gator football season. It's my birthday. It's my son's birthday. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. What can go wrong? And then there's skiing to be done out west somewhere. So yeah.
You break a leg.
In the meantime, may I invite everybody please to stand and join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. This is a regular meeting of the Aviation Advisory Board, this 13th day of November, 2025. In attendance, we have Chair Heiko Kallenbach, Vice Chair George McDonald, Board members Carl Douglas Flanagan, Mark Klingel, Charles Carr, Gene Davis, and Patrick Crippen. Also in attendance is Todd Regan, Aviation Project Manager, and Hannah Petty, Recording Secretary.
Thank you very much. Members of the board, have you had a chance to review last month's minutes? Any objections to approving those minutes? I'll take a motion if somebody has one.
Move approval is submitted.
Second.
Moved by Gene, seconded by Charlie. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Folks, thanks so much for coming. You'll notice the presence of donuts and coffee. A, in case you would run low on blood sugar, and B, in case the meeting starts dragging on a bit too long. Help yourselves, please. In the meantime, if there's anybody that has anything they'd like to bring forward, please, this would be a good time to do so. Sir.
So I just wanted to introduce myself to everybody. My name is Zach Purvis. I'm the new majority shareholder of Wright Rudder Aviation, and I'm running the day-to-day operations on over there. Since I have taken over, I've done quite a bit over there. I'd love to invite all of you in to see the progress of what we've made. We've given that entire FBO a new facelift. We've doubled our fleet for the flight school, bringing in technically advanced aircraft that are actually IFR capable. So instead of using just the little light sports, we can actually get some actual IMC. I brought in 2 full-time mechanics, and we have 2 apprentices there also. We're offering full service maintenance for everybody, including our fleet and outside maintenance. And I found an operator to bring in a cafe, and we're putting in a restaurant into that FBO as well. They're right now in communication with the county and going through that process of however that's going to go. We've also brought in a aircraft brokerage, so we're bringing back in aircraft sales, leasing, and management. We have right now 45 planes that are under management across the entire United States right now, and they've all came right there through Right Rudder. So I just want to say thank you for having me up here. You're going to see a lot more of me, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Mr. Purvis, did you say that you've got flight instruction there going on as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what,
And that's sport pilot, private pilot, instrument, commercial, CFI, CFII, and we're working on getting a multi right now.
okay, all right. And will that, are you planning on getting a Part 141 certificate?
I know we had a 141 certificate in the past, and I know the previous owners did let that lapse. If that is something that the board would like to see again, I am open to that discussion and seeing whatever we need to do to be the best in it for you guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Moving on then, new business, fiscal year 2025 revenue report. We're making money now. Mr. Regan?
I provided the report as requested, and if you have any questions about it, or if you want me to go through it, it's really self-explanatory. One big thing to note about this revenue report was when this started, this was the first year where the airports were broken out into two different accounts. So if you go towards the bottom of that, you'll see a transfer section, and that money was to prepare for each airport for all sorts of either POs, projects, things like that. So that's why if you see a different what was budgeted and what was actually drawn in, it was just in preparation of that. So this is going to look different come for this fiscal year, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Mark, you're our financial expert. Do you have
One question. Basically, the way I'm reading it now, this is based on the expenses from the May budget, because we don't have anything for that. We're basically breaking even then,
Yeah,
other than capital major projects.
correct. Yeah, and without the support from FDOT, Commerce, FAA, all those grants that help our airports thrive, because if we didn't have that, then
It comes out almost a wash from what you had in the budget before, so,
yes.
okay, thank you.
Gene, you look like you're busy studying. Should we move on, or wait a little bit? Okay, all right.
Okay.
Crystal River Airfield lighting replacement.
So our grant was approved November 8th with FDOT. It was an 80-20 grant for the total amount of $200,000. And that's going to help us purchase new taxiway and runway lighting, get those up to date. Also focus on the reels. We know they're out. They are so old, they don't even make parts of those things anymore. I think we've slapped enough duct tape and solder and all sorts of stuff to get them working. They're finally done. So looking into that as well, those are not cheap. Those are about $20,000 a pair. If we can keep the PAPIs moving and going, those are even more expensive. I'll see what I can do about that, but besides the reels, to me, the main focus is looking at the infrastructure for those lights, making sure they're still good to go, but really the runway and taxiway lights, getting those up to date. And we can have a future discussion about this in maybe at another meeting, but whether or not we want to keep the pedestal lighting or look more into in-ground. They each have their strengths and benefits. I think at one point in time, Crystal River I know they had a different system. Maybe before 2007, they got changed to either a higher pedestal. I know some of you may know that, but
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the in-ground was installed at one point, and grass grew up around it, and you couldn't see any of them.
So it sounds like not so much the lights is the problem, it's the cutting of the grass. Okay, well, that's, take that in consideration, but as this project moves forward, you'll hear more about it and getting those light fixtures.
Do you have an estimated timeline as to when this work might begin?
Quarter one, maybe the end of quarter one of next year.
Another question for you. Is there a budget to maintain them once they're installed? Light bulb burn out?
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
how it is.
And I budget that for every year, whether it's having a service technician or one of our facilities maintenance electricians to come out and take a look. Whether that's replacing a light bulb, replacing the whole system or like a light fixture itself. But yeah, there's budget for that.
Okay.
Todd, question
Yes, sir.
for you. You mentioned the PAPIs and the significant expense as far as those goes. Is it something that you're looking at in the near future? Because obviously with the price of everything doing nothing but going up, are there considerations, or is it within the budget in order to be able to, at some particular point, maybe in the near future, to have those re-looked at and then make the decision as to, you know, go ahead and do it now as opposed to, you know, duct tape and keep going?
It's a fantastic question. It's whether do you want to do it with this project or you can tie it in with the runway extension. And with the runway extension, the more money and projects you add to that, then things can start to get over budgeted. So my focus for that project is the construction is going to be a lot. So what money do we have left over? We also have to, you know, purchase property. We have to mitigate wetland. So all those monies can take away from some of the lighting. So with this project and others, if we can take care of some of those lighting, maybe that might make more sense to do those PAPIs now. Or other lighting, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
To the extent, of course, that you're doing PAPIs for runway 27, those would have to be redone, moved. Once the runway, is that not a big deal then? You just pick them up and slide them out a little bit?
It's a little more complicated than that, but yeah, you would just move them down and then you just have to relocate electrical to that area.
It's one heck of an extension cord then, I think. Thank you. Anything else on that?
I got it just quick. Is there any kind of prioritized, you know, like
For
different things like, you know, the lights, the AWAS I knew was out in Inverness or whatever. I mean, for me, I'm not a real smart guy, but I mean, what kind of liability does that leave open for the county? I know they put notims out, you know, that the lights are broken or the AWAS is not working properly, but has anybody ever looked to see what kind of liability that opens for the county not to have the lights working?
the lights or sinkhole in the runway.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things like that do come up, and yeah, there is a priority. Anything that's going to affect, severely affect, like your runway lights, things like, if there's a lot that are out, yeah, NOTAM helps, but you need to get those things fixed ASAP. So you have a safe runway and a taxiway to operate on. So that's, I guess, out of that project for those lights, I would say the taxiway and runway lights are definitely my priority. We have several taxi lights that need a lot of attention.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Moving on to old business, sinkhole at Crystal River, runway 9, looks like it was completed on my birthday. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Runway is now fully operational.
Yes.
And a little bow was tied around it, I noticed.
Do you have the cost of what that cost?
Still waiting on the last invoice, but north of 130,000.
Yeah, they were out there for a couple of weeks.
Well, Tierra was out there probably the most, but Superior did a great job. They were out there for a day.
Yeah, they were pretty quick when it occurred.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty fed. A lot of people on that. They weren't joking around. So I'm glad to see that.
Good deal. Hangar status report. I see that we have 3 vacancies and quite a wait list. I assume those will be filled forthwith.
Yes, one in Inverness, that T hangar, that's vacant, and then there's another vacancy in each of the T hangars at Crystal River.
Okay. Board of County Commissioner meeting, obviously they approved the repair of the sinkhole. Well done.
Correct.
Major projects, the runway 927 extension, nothing new there, is that true?
A little bit to add to it is that we do have final documents that have been sent to FAA on November 6th, and they're under review. They should have them for about 30, 45 days.
Okay.
We'll see how that works.
Fuel tank replacement,
Question there, Todd, is, does anybody have any idea when the construction might start?
For the fuel tank?
Yeah.
It's a good question to ask. The original schedule that was handed to us seemed to be much longer than what we were told, definitely at the pre-construction meeting. So we're sending out a new NTP ASAP to get this started. That'll get the clock started. And we're also going to be asking for, after that, or at the same time, we need a new schedule. Because they're going to have to work within the contract time as well, in their schedule.
Has anybody started looking for additional money?
For what for?
To complete that runway extension? It's been delayed so long, and prices are going up, and I just with the original 7 million is what I heard. I bet they've spent 2 million by now, so.
No, we haven't spent that much at all. I think today we've probably spent about 600,000 just on the EA.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more than that. The grant was 7.1, and that encompasses a lot of things like land acquisition, like I mentioned, and wetland mitigation, construction, design, things like that. Again, this is a reason why if we can pull some of these projects, like taking care of some lights and anything that's going to take away from that runway extension is going to give us a better buffer room for construction if those things do come up. I've asked about asking more money, and to add on to that appropriation that was given to us through FDOT that has no match, it's FDOT's not willing, or they're not able to give us additional funds. So it would have to come out of something else or somewhere else. Right now, I'm going to be running some numbers on current and hopefully projected on, are we still within budget? And if we're not, then we need to plan for that. It has been thought about for well over a year.
Okay.
So Todd, just to go along with Charlie on that, is right now, okay, we get that. Was there any room such that possibly down the road, a year or so, that there could be some available funding? Or did they just shut it off?
Through FDOT?
Yeah, I mean, did they leave any door open that we're meaning not now is not now, but it doesn't mean, a year from now, there could be some opportunity for additional funding?
Well, the way it was explained to me was that even though the state appropriated this money through FDOT, well, asking FDOT for more money, they can't, they're not willing to do that.
Okay.
What are they saying? Don't ask until you need it.
No, it's more of like you're already getting this money through us, but then you're asking for more money. And it's kind of the same hand. So that was through my grant manager for the FDOT said, no.
Todd, how did, I said on the MPO board, how did the discussion about the fuel tanks come up at that MPO board meeting? They were talking about fuel tanks, got extended out and delayed another year.
This is for Crystal River, right? Okay. Because there is another project coming up for Inverness. That project, I believe, was started in 2022, and it has taken a while. A big part of that was the original construction estimates were far below than the current market. So then we had to go back and ask for more money and match. So I believe that project originally started out, correct me if I'm wrong, about $800,000, and it quickly went up to $2 million. So once we got that and we got started with that design, just the process has kind of taken a while. what at the MPO, I'm wondering if it's maybe the schedule that they saw, or,
I'll pull it out of our minutes.
I'd
if you want it.
thank you. But I'm just going by our contract time and the schedule that the contractors give us and holding them to it.
So, to be clear, the new completion date of June 26, 2026, is that still a good date as far as you know?
That's the day we're going to go with right now until they give us a new schedule.
Okay.
Yep.
But you're expecting a new schedule,
I'm most definitely expecting a new schedule.
and you don't think that's going to have an earlier completion date?
It better.
Fair enough.
We all know that the fuel farm at Crystal River is in it's in rough shape. We understand that, and we want to get this fixed as quickly as we can, and we're moving at the speed of government.
Got it. Speed of government's a good thing.
All jokes aside.
Okay, so, Crystal River Aegis Survey started October 6th and expected to be done by the end of July of next year. Any updates on that?
No, that's still accurate. I know that they've had a survey crew go out there and they've done a few things here and there. But it's kind of a boring project.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep.
AWAS replacement at Crystal River, budget resolution to the BOCC on the 18th of November, coming up. Work authorization then for the 9th of December. Advertisement to bid scheduled for January. Do you have any sort of an idea, once advertisement for bid, when those bids will close, and so on, when that will all happen?
I can address this, but I think we skipped ahead a little bit.
We did.
Yeah,
Do you want me to address this one or later? Since you brought it up, I can address it now.
How did we skip ahead? It's number 3 on the list.
And it's number.
I'm sorry, number 4.
Number 4 is
Number 8.
Inverness Business Park.
Inverness, INF.
Okay. You switched this around from what you sent me. Forgive me. Let me look at the.
We'll change your
list.
password from 1, 2, 3, 4 to something else.
He used to send out the agenda in Word, and that way I could keep notes on the laptop as we went along. Now he insists on doing it in PDF, so I have to use the original draft on which to do the notes, and clearly things changed between last week and this week. Forgive me. Inverness Business Park, how's that going?
Great. Thank you all who came out yesterday, and if you couldn't, it's all right. We had a really good groundbreaking. A lot of people showed up, even representation from JJ Grow. Commissioner Bays was out there, of course, and got to see Commissioner Davis. And Ruthie Schlaball was out there as well. And there's a lot of good people to see the growth of this business park. So that went off very well. A little windy. Tried to keep the poster boards up, but it was good. We had a live wire also showed up with their helicopter, the sheriff, mosquito control, Bay Flight. All appreciate the work that able to squeeze us in for that. Yeah, it was a really good event.
Good, good. And bid due date is moved to November 7th. So that was held. Bids are currently under review.
Correct.
True? Okay,
Yep, that is 100% true. Yep.
good. Inverness Corporate Hangar. No updates there?
No, sir.
Okay. Inverness Master Plan, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise.
Okay. Still, the information is still with FAA under review.
Okay,
There's really no updates.
okay. Inverness Fire Station.
Just had a meeting today. So it's, looking at the fire station on the north side of the airport. They're not at 30% design yet, but my suggestion was when they get to that milestone is to go ahead and submit a pre like 7460 to the FAA for their review before they get to 100% and find out that they got to do something else. So they took that under advisement, and we'll see about that. Right now, the plan is to have, they're doing a survey and also a traffic signal in that area where England Boulevard intersects with 41.
Got it.
It was my suggestion that they take a look at the west part of that road because there is a little bit of a curve, and I think it goes downhill a little bit. So my concern is with that light right there, that is there enough time for people to slow down? I'm just wanted to throw it out there just in case. So they're going to be looking at all of that stuff as well. That will change the fence line for the airport in the future, but more to follow.
Good, good. With the board's concurrence, I'd like to talk about the AWAS now, if that's okay.
Yes, sir.
Inverness and Crystal River AWAS replacement.
All right, the budget resolution is going to BOCC the next meeting, November 18th. And then we'll quickly get the work authorization out, hopefully for December 9th. And then if we can get the advertisement out in January, like I said, quickly as we can, then we can start to go out to bid for both of these AWASs. And again, that's the idea, is to have this one project for both airports, save money on parts and labor.
Makes perfect sense. Anything else on that from anybody? Moving on to minor projects. Airport signage, no updates I see. When is this meeting scheduled to review renderings?
Should be next month.
Okay. Air Force ionospheric experiment, still nothing new. When do they plan to come to Crystal River?
It should, well, April will be in Inverness, and I believe they're going to come right over after that to Crystal River. I have not had the latest update from him, but not too concerned about it. They'll be in and out, be really quick, about 3 weeks,
Oh, okay.
a month tops.
Electric meter retrofit, received quotes for both. How's that coming?
Finally here. We've heard some of the complaints from the tenants and about their electricity bill and then paying that. And so we've got some quotes to do a retrofit for each of the T hangars. So what that'll do, that'll give us a gang meter to monitor that. It would get rid of the bill responsibility for the tenant. And another issue too is when a tenant would leave, they would turn off their power. So when I'd have to go and show the hangar that's new, there would be no power.
Right.
I can't tell them if the hangar doors work or the lights work, things like that. So it's a mutual benefit, I think.
So will the rents then be raised commensurately with average electric bill? What's your plan there?
We're going to look into that to see how that's going to be adjusted accordingly, because, you know, now that someone doesn't have an electric bill and the county could be paying for it, then, well, we don't want somebody to have the radio on, their refrigerator on, and all that's running up more electric than they normally would. But I think most tenants really don't use that much at all. Low kilowatts. So if you're coming in and out, you're only opening up your hangar door, it's really not that much. So I think people are more concerned about paying the connection fee of, I think, about $35. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. No presentations at this time. Tower updates. This is the same tower update that we had before, is that true? Nothing new?
Nothing new.
Okay. No security updates, policy changes. Board communication. This is a time that we have an open forum for board members to discuss aviation-related topics, and Mr. Crippen has something he would like to talk about. Sir?
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't bring this to you all just because I wanted to make sure there was some traction first before we started to really talk about it. I have a close friend named Jason Busey. He's a quality manager director for PEMCO Airborne in Tampa, and they work on heavy airplanes. I think Todd maybe worked there with them or knows them.
Yeah.
Jason is a longtime Citrus County resident, and he's always wanted to stand up an airframe and power plant school. We were talking one day, I just ran into him, and he was like, I really would like to do this. I don't know how to get I don't know who to really start with. So Joe Faraday and I worked together at the sheriff's office back in the day. Joe is a member of the school board, and I reached out to Joe, and I met Joe at Cattle Dog with Jason, and just Jason kind of just spoke to Joe on a high level kind of deal of what he was thinking. Joe is pro anything that will help the community out, the young people out. And he's actually got an incentive to make a public safety division of the school board over there with Withlacoochee Technical College. So he's really involved in that. Joe thought it might be good to meet with Colleen, who's the director of the Withlacoochee Technical College and her group. So we did meet with them. And Jason has a PowerPoint, put the PowerPoint up, talked to Colleen. Colleen was very interested in it, said, let me think about it, let's get back together. We met again. He met again with Colleen and the group. Colleen did some research. Withlacoochee Technical College already has an approved airframe and power plant curriculum already approved by the state of Florida, and actually they have it for aircraft piloting school too as well. So a lot of that work is already completed. So we talked a little bit more, and the next step was to what's next, right? And so I reached out to Steve Howard, who is a friend of mine, and I said, Steve, we'd like to talk to you and figure, where should Jason go from here? Because we don't know. And I said, I need to talk with the board as well, but I didn't want to do it too early. So Steve met with Colleen and Jason, and they had their little talk, and Steve recommended that there would be a big meeting with Todd and the chairman, I think she's the chairman, Rebecca Bays, Commissioner Rebecca Bays, and there was a bunch of county employees there, and they met, and the gist of the conversation was, this is a kind of a high-level thing. Jason is kind of consulting for the school, because the school really doesn't know how to stand this class up or this course up. So long story short, at the end of that meeting then I said, I need to make sure that the board's involved. So, and that's why I'm talking to you all now, is that I would like to have Jason and Colleen, and maybe even Steve and Commissioner Bass come on the 13th of December, 11th of December, to the next board meeting and present what he's got going on. And then I would like to have the board vote on whether or not to have the county commissioners engage further in the concept. There's going to be a lot of changes, I'm sure, but I know if we all get together as a collective group and say this is a good thing for the county, it's a good thing for the kids, it's a good thing for the veterans, as a group, we think that the Board of County Commissioners should maybe start really poking at it and digging at it more. That's what I'm hoping that we can do on December 11th after they do the presentation. So.
Just a question for you. You said that Withlacoochee Technical Institute had a approved curriculum for A&P mechanics. Do they have any enrolled students?
No, they do not. They don't do any kind of aviation at all.
So they approve the program, but they don't have it there.
Yeah, it's approved. I guess it's a blanket approval through, like, if the vocational class school in Hernando County wants to start underwater basket weaving, they can pull that out from the state, and it says it's approved. You just got to follow this. So it's already, and that's a large majority of the work is the approval of that course, those courses. So I will tell you that I was actually kind of surprised that everybody was very much on board on the last meeting. I mean, this has the potential to, you know, and at a high level snapshot, these kids can come in at 11th and 12th grade and come out after a senior in high school and be an A&P and make $60,000. There's an accelerated part of it where if you're ex-military and you have a license or you've been working as a mechanic in the military, you can go through an accredited accelerated course and actually physically get your FAA maintenance license through this program. So there's a lot of little spin-offs that can happen, and I think it would be an amazing thing for the school in the county to do this. But that's way over my pay grade. I just made the connections for them, and I just thought it would be good for everybody to listen to them, and then make a decision, you know, collectively that this could be a great program. Either, yeah, we think you know, the Board of County Commissioners should look deeper into it, or not.
No, first of all, hats off to you for taking the initiative and wanting to get involved in that. That's really something. Have you had some preliminary discussions about where these, where the classes would take place? Would they take place on the Withlacoochee campus, and you're gonna have to bring in aircraft parts and materials and?
Well, that's a great
Instructors
question.
yeah.
So one of the things that I know that Colleen was talking to Rebecca was, Commissioner Bays, was about where it would happen, right? It could happen at the school, right? It used to be, and you can correct me, I can't remember the number of the thing that Jason was talking about. It used to be you have to have a real aircraft. Now you don't. You don't have to have a certificated aircraft. You could have piece parts, engine parts, and this, that, and the other thing. So in reality, it could stand up at the school. Do they have enough room for that right now? From what Colleen insinuated was yes, but no. If they did like a night class, they could do that. Much like the law enforcement classes from like 5 at night to 10 for a year or two. Ultimately, I think they would like to probably do something at the airport or in conjunction with one of the FBOs or however that works out downrange. But right now, I mean, they have talked about having it at the technical college.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's so many different things that could happen. I mean, Todd showed us the industrial park down there, and Colleen wanted to know, you know, if she got some grants and this, that, and from educational grants, could they build a building there at the Inverness Airport? And, you know, so she's already thinking about grants through the school funding. So I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think we're really there yet. I think we're to the point now to where, okay, everybody's really interested in it. Now let's get the professional view from all you guys and say, you know, and then you talk to Jason. You have questions, ask Jason or Colleen, and then from there say, okay, well, you know, I think there's some validity to this. Maybe we should move forward and have the county commissioners really look at this and see what's going to cost, grant-wise, what's the next steps to move forward. I know that, was it Manatee County or somebody, Colleen has had some really big discussions with, I think it was Manatee or Sarasota County. They just stood up a school, A&P school. And it's, from what Colleen says, she was talking to their director, and he's given her a lot of avenues and enlightenment on how it works. And, you know, it's probably a year and a half project to just get it up and going.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's something that's going to happen tomorrow, but it's definitely something that needs to go on the radar, I think. And they also said, I know that somebody said something about flight schools. They also said that actually WTI could, I call it Withlacoochee Technical. That's when I went there, but for law enforcement. But it's Withlacoochee Technical College now. They have approved a curriculum for flight school.
You know what's on the immediate horizon right now, and their wish list is the fact of a new facility in Lecanto that'll be shifting all your law enforcement out of Withlacoochee, which will free up a lot of space there.
Right.
So put EMS, firefighters, everybody out in Lecanto.
And that's what Joe said, and he was kind of thinking the same thing. He said, well, if we vacate a lot of this, then maybe they could use a classroom, and then, you know, for the hands-on stuff, if they wanted to go to the airport and do a you know, with one of the FBOs or however that works down the road. But there's got to be some negotiations and talk between everybody to get it going. But I think it's a great deal. I mean, you were there, Todd. What do you think? I mean,
At what part of the meeting, or?
yeah, at the end, just the general overview of, I feel that everybody was positive about the meeting. There's some questions that need to be answered.
Before we get into that, does anybody else here have anything they'd like to say about this?
I was under the impression that the schools started about 5 years ago trying to get a grant for the A&P.
I can tell you that Colleen is new there at Withlacoochee Technical College, and I can't tell you that. I don't know if that happened or not.
To answer your question, yes, this board talked about this in 2022, early, about 3.5 years ago. Colleen was there already. And the board recommended that we write a letter of support to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity on behalf of Withlacoochee Tech, saying that they were looking for a grant for a new aircraft mechanic at Part 147 school. And this would be a collaborative effort was already in place at the time between Withlacoochee Tech, Wright Rudder, Citrus County government, and other entities in Citrus County. Todd, do you have any idea where that grant request went? Was it in fact ultimately filed? We sent them a letter, we supplied a letter of support. Do you have any idea what happened to that application? Was it approved? Was it turned down?
That was before my time, but I
Yeah.
can look back into archives and see what I can find.
Bottom line is this has been going on for a while. Withlacoochee Tech has been talking about doing this for years. And it's great that they finally have a certificate. It would have been good if they had done something. I met Colleen 21, 22, something like that. There was a whole Citrus County leadership workshop that she attended, that she and I both attended, and she and I talked then. And it was on that basis that we brought the whole subject of a grant to this board, talked about it, and wrote the letter to the DEO. And so Jason, as I understand it, wants to fill in the blanks of this
He's
this authorization that nobody's done anything with.
Right.
He wants to put meat on the bones.
Yeah, yes, exactly. He's kind of consulting for him, but he's not charging him anything. This is just something he wants to do for the county and move forward with, you know, for the kids. I don't even know if Commissioner Bays knows about that letter. Was
I don't know.
Commissioner Bays involved this
She
last
was
go
not
around?
on the board at the time, no.
So I don't know. I don't know that it may, I don't know.
So, I think it's good to involve maybe a few additional people
Yeah.
beyond what you're
Well,
talking
and-
about in
and-
these meetings.
And depending on what, again, because it wasn't really something that, there was not any traction, now I feel there's kind of some traction there, that whoever we need to involve next go-around, I think we need to do that.
Andy Chen was certainly very motivated to move forward with this, to work with Colleen. And like I said, I don't know whatever happened with the grant. Did they get the grant? Did they not get the grant? It'd be good to find that out.
Yeah, see, this is all new to me.
And I don't know if there's a way to talk to, I can't believe I've forgotten his name, your predecessor.
Quincy Weilebeck.
Talk to Quincy and ask him.
I will.
Because he was in your seat when we issued this letter, and it'd be good to know whatever happened with it.
Sure.
Steve Howard was not yet county administrator, and so there's been some turnover, personnel turnover, such that this may have simply fallen through the cracks. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I think from my general overview is that Steve Howard and Commissioner Bays are excited about it. And,
Great.
maybe maybe something will blow up over it and things will happen, whether it's with Jason and the group or Right Rider or Chris River, whoever.
Zach, has Andy brought any of this up to you as far as the concept?
Yes, sir. He had mentioned it to me when we were in the process of the whole, transaction and everything, that there was a big, big effort to get that exact thing that we had the colleagues come over there, and then it just pretty much died. That Andy was an advocate of it. He pushed really, really hard for it, gave everything that everybody needed to do for it, and just nothing really came up from it.
Okay.
And just so you know, if that thing's still open, I would love to have you guys there. I think that would be, I love that idea.
Thank you. Thank you. Todd, wherever you think we need to go, we need to go from here. I think it's important to bring people in to the meeting that have some history with this, so that we're not reinventing the wheel.
Okay.
And, like I said, in the past, 4 years ago, Right Rudder was involved in this board was involved in this, and we thought things were moving ahead, and then sort of it died on the vine for whatever reason.
I'll be seeing Sam Himmel in the morning. Let me ask her, because she was superintendent during all that time, see what she knows, any knowledge of it.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Who's head of the school board now?
Hebert, yeah.
Dr. Herbert?
Hebert.
Oh, Hebert, yeah, Justin Hebert, yeah, right. Justin? No, that's a quarterback. Scott, thank you. Justin's father.
That's it.
So I would recommend, I mean, I don't know if whatever you guys vote or whatever, I don't care. But I would recommend that something happen this next board meeting in December. And I think that whether the Right Rudder people got to be here, the Chris River people got to be here, Steve Howard, Commissioner Bays, whoever else needs to be here. We just need to make that happen and decide what, either A, do some kind of sort of semi-quasi vote on it again, or resurface that letter, or say, no, we need to, back up and punt and change whatever, whatever Colleen's got. See, I was very surprised, because I thought Colleen said she was newer.
She's new to the, being the head of
The col-
WTC, but she's been around for a while.
Yeah. Gloria Dumas was right ahead of her.
Yeah.
It was definitely Colleen that I met with back in 22 or 21.
So, I mean, whatever you think, Todd, whatever we need to do, just let me know. And
Yeah, we can dig in the past for sure. I think, but preparing for the future is where I'd put. It was me. That's where I'd put my marbles in that basket. Is getting everything ready to go for that. But looking back to see maybe what has happened, where that letter is at. Yeah, don't reinvent the wheel for sure.
maybe part of that discussion would be is openly about, what's going on with that letter, or, whoever those players were, to have everybody come together on that meeting. I don't know.
I just don't know the history behind it, but it looks like what was, talked about in that meeting and presented to us, that, they've got their eggs in one basket. I mean, they've got the curriculum. I'm familiar with that. It's all, checks all the boxes. They have a plan that's 18 months out. These people are ready to go.
These people, you're talking Jason's group?
WTC. I mean,
WTC,
from what they gave me, but Jason, he seems to be ready to go as well.
okay.
Yeah, they just, they have this great idea. It's not just an idea. From what I've gathered at that meeting, it was more than that. They came prepared. So they seem to be serious.
So what do you need from this board?
A board's recommendation, I can add this to the December 11th. The December 11th meeting, add an actual item that would be discussion. It can be a vote, and depending on what happens here on that, it'll go in front of the BOCC.
I think it would be good for us to have as a background what's happened
Sure.
over the past 3.5 years with this.
Reach out to Quincy, that may be the first step.
Yeah, yeah. Quincy or Steve Howard, I mean, he took over and he should be in the middle of this. Should be
Steve
able to
wouldn't
look
have been
this
here.
up. He wasn't here,
Yeah.
but he should have had whatever.
Yeah,
Operative word being should.
I know, should.
I don't disagree. I think that that should be part of it, but I also think that the board needs to hear it from Colleen this time and hear it from Jason, even though you heard it. You know, it's a whole different show when people are like, when they got their thumbs down on them, you know, and if they're gonna pony up and say they're gonna do X, Y, and Z, whether they're gonna do a Right Water or Crystal River or by themselves, whoever, then it's open, it's out, you know,
Yeah.
let's figure it out.
We can definitely make an agenda item and be prepared for presentation and give them the format for that. I'm sure stay in touch with them, and that's kind of let them know this is what's coming. This is the next step for December.
I would like to have Steve Howard come. I don't know if Commissioner Bays will come. I know that she's championing that whole part of the aviation stuff, you know, and Holly Davis as well. They're both pretty much on that. But I think I think that your champion really is Rebecca Bays and Steve. Of course, and Colleen is excited about it too. So that's kind of, I'm not saying I doubt you at all. I just kind of like I was surprised that it was already been approached and there was already a letter. She didn't say anything to me about it.
I'm surprised as well that she's suddenly coming now as if, I just thought of this. What a great idea.
Can I add just a little bit to that?
Please,
Originally, that corporate
if you wouldn't mind, the microphone would be great.
Thanks, Bud.
I lock up when I get in front of my.
It's good practice then for your next career.
Well, if you bear with me, we'll try it. Originally, Andy and I think Holly Davis went to Tallahassee to fight for this corporate hangar and got it approved. We got the grant for it. So there's your A&P school, if you gave that to Wright Rudder. And that was originally designed. They were setting up an A&P school. Andy worked with the college, worked getting the grant, and for some reason the county took it away from them and gave them, I don't know what they're gonna do with it. They're gonna rent it to some other corporate, but if you're pursuing this now, that corporate hangar could be used for the A&P school.
Are we talking about the
Perhaps.
corporate hangar that's 30% built?
Well, it's
30%,
the design phase, I believe, isn't it?
That, I don't know, the grant for the corporate hangar is separate than what you're talking about. That I'm 100% sure on.
Well, the hangar they're building was the one originally that they went to try to get, work with the college to set up the school. And it's still there. If it's not leased by somebody else, it might be worthwhile looking at for the school.
Okay.
I think it's definitely, we gotta get everybody together to have a briefing and get everybody more or less on one page and understand.
I would like to meet with Jason and Colleen first to make sure we understand exactly what's what. Because there's no sense having a large group come here and everybody has their own message, and then this board is supposed to say yay or nay, especially when a commissioner who is our boss comes to us to ask us what our what we think about this idea.
Is it something that maybe, and that you would want all the board members to be there? Besides being here, like being for a meeting, like have a briefing of all the board and then have another meeting?
I was thinking more of just a smaller meeting, perhaps Todd and myself, Jason and Colleen, and really understand what has gone on over the past 3.5 years. I don't want to embarrass anybody in public.
Thank you.
What have you been doing with this money for the last 3.5 years? Where are we? You know, just sort of get a thing, and then give them some idea of how to put together a coherent presentation that the board can
There
then.
was money allocated for this?
Yeah, I need to make that clear.
I don't know.
As far
don't
as I
know.
know, there's no money allocated, there's no grant for this, there's nothing. As far as I know, this has never happened. It fizzled out.
Fair enough, but somebody asked for money. So what?
Maybe.
According to this, there was a grant request.
Yes, that's what I've
was.
understood.
There was in fact a grant request. So,
I'll look up the history behind it, sure.
yeah,
We'll get a meeting with Todd and whoever, and Steve. Steve needs to be there, and Colleen, and you, and Jason.
I think it's a good idea, just one board member, so we don't violate sunshine.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's the issue, when more of us get together than just one, and, yeah. So at your discretion. Thursday, the 25th, I'm busy, but outside of that, I'm good. 28th, sorry.
It's Thursday, 26th.
So I understand, the sunshine law doesn't apply to us, we're just an advisory board.
It absolutely does.
So you would not be in the meeting with them?
You can't be.
Just want to make it public.
Members of the board, is that something that you think is a good idea? Is this something you're on board with, or do you have a better idea?
It's a great idea.
I think it's a really good idea.
Okay.
Opportunity for our young people for employment, great.
I mean, if you think
No,
about
no,
it,
I'm talking about the
all
meeting.
over, but I mean, yeah, the meeting, but that's the first step of it.
Yeah,
We gotta get to
okay.
the crawl, walk, run. Let's go crawl.
And I will say that we have 2 airports. Each airport has an FBO, a functioning FBO. Each FBO has an ongoing maintenance facility. And I'm not as familiar with Wright Rudder as I am Crystal River, but I know the Crystal River has recently certified 1, if not 2 A&Ps through the folks that have been employees there as a mechanic, working under a licensed A&P. They went out and got their own training, book training and so forth, and then got the hands-on experience there working on the aircraft for a number of years, and now have their A&Ps themselves. I think one's even working on their IA. And I'm sure that same opportunity exists at Wright Rudder. So I think it'd be great. WTC obviously is a lot closer to Wright Rudder than they are to Crystal River, so that might be the appropriate place to do it. I don't know, but no doubt something like that would be a wonderful, wonderful thing for this county.
I think one of the later things you want to think about is integration of the training program that you'd like to get started. Integration of that with the certification process, which requires a written and a practical test.
Right.
And a logbook for each individual saying what they've done and who supervised it and what the results were.
I don't know anything about a specific A&P program such as WTC is authorized with, but I assume it includes all that. No.
I doubt it, but
It does,
you think it does?
curriculum is, yeah.
Anyway, those are details to be obviously to be worked out.
All I'm thinking about is just the interface with the regulator.
Got it. Right.
Point of clarification, so for December 11th meeting, our next meeting in December, is that we want Jason, WTC, them here to present?
If we can have the meeting,
Prior,
the smaller group meeting prior to that.
Okay, so that meeting first, but preparing for this agenda, putting that as an agenda item as a
Yeah,
presentation.
the sooner the sooner.
Okay,
With invitations to Commissioner Bays and
Steve,
Steve Howard,
Wright Rudder,
and Colleen.
Chris River,
okay,
they all need to be involved since supposedly they were involved before.
okay.
I would think the first small meeting would be Heiko, Steve, Colleen, Jason, and you, since I can't go.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Anything else on this? Okay, having nothing further, assuming there's nothing further from the board, throw the meeting open to the public. Anybody who'd like to comment on anything we talked about today? Okay. That being said, our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 11th, in this room at 2 p.m. Don't be late. And if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
That isn't a
Moved
hard
and
motion.
second.
That isn't a hard motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.